Well, hello and welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Where today, yeah, I've been sucking. Alright, so let's talk about me. So I've been playing Clash Royale, right? And I feel like I'm a above average player. Definitely not terrible, but definitely not good, like super good. But today, or like these last few days, I've just been playing the worst ever. So we just started this war, right? And this is the first time in war where I've actually lost all my games, and I like legit tried in all of them, but I just lost. I don't know why. Okay, so not technically lost, but draws technically count as losses in wars. Um, so I'll show you my first game here, and so it's draft, right? And of course I wanted to use the golem instead of the lava hand because the golem is more reliable as a tank than Lava Hound. Even though Lava Hound is probably harder to get rid of and gets more damage off, it's not reliable. I chose Balloon because Balloon is better, and I chose here the Fireball because it's more damage. And I chose the E-Wizard because the Law can counter my Dart Goblin, and the E-Wizard is just going to be better against Lava Hound instead of Dart Goblin. So I look at my deck here, I'm like, oh crap, I really don't have that much stuff because I have just already I can tell that the three cards that they gave me is Ice Wizard, Zappies, and Ice Spirit. And so I'm like, okay, I don't really have that much good offensive stuff. And then I see Tesla. I'm like, oh crap, okay, so my deck has basically no offense stuff. Like I can't put anything behind my golem. And look at what they have. They have cannon, they have cannon, minions, and bowler. So they have a bunch of and lumberjack. And at this point, I'm like, okay, it's still early in a match. We'll see. So there's a lot of people put Zabbies, I got Tesla, they put Cannon, and they put Bowler. And at this point, I'm like, what in the world can I use to even support my Golem? Electro Wizard is not really that good. Ice Wizard is obviously not that good. It's good for defense. And here I throw in a Balloon. And this is when I see that they have Lumberjack and Minions. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Lumberjack and Minions? Minions take care of my Balloon. Lumberjack is crushing it. And I'm like, I have nothing to counter Lumberjack. Because Lumberjack, like Zappies or something, at this point, like, I'm super screwed. They just have more stuff than I do. Like, Minions, um, you know, to get rid of stuff. Bowler is a really defensive card. They have Lumberjack. Lumberjack, as you see in this game, Lumberjack absolutely destroys me. Because I have nothing to counter Lumberjack. So my deck is like absolutely terrible. Not only that, but I chose kind of expensive cards. All my cards I chose were pretty expensive, which means that I have such a slow cycle. And as you see here, like I'm trying to defend everything, but like they throw in a lumberjack here, and like at this point I just lose because that lumberjack is gonna get tanked by like the royal giant and the lava hound. So at this point it's going in. I can't kill the lumberjack because if I would have put the electro wizard on the lumberjack, it just would have got melted by lumberjack. And if I would have put the ice wizard, it wouldn't have done anything either because the ice wizard doesn't really do a lot of damage output. And so at that point I was forced to fireball, but I lost my tower anyways. And at this point I'm trying to make a push, so I put a golem in the back, seeing what I can do. Maybe I can get this tower right. I see they put the lava hound, and I'm like, okay. So I put zappies, because I want to be able to kill this lava hound and also have minions left over. And I'm putting my ice with it. They log. And then they put lumberjack in the middle, and like, what can I do against the lumberjack? Like I said, like the lumberjack is killing all my zappies. It gets to my tower. It rages for the lava pups. My ice wizard isn't doing enough damage. My golem gets to the tower, but my balloon does not. It gets killed by the minions. Oh, it does get to tower. I'm sorry. Yeah. My balloon did get to tower. And at this point, we're 1-1. So we traded. But that lumberjack just did so much damage. Not only to that first tower, but to the second tower. And at this point, they just, they can just put royal giant in the middle, and I just lose. And there you go. So I just, like that game, I don't think I necessarily played bad. I mean, maybe I could have done some better placements on my troops. But like, what the heck, dude? I couldn't do anything. And then the second game was, instead of draft, it was a classic deck challenge. And I was given graveyard. And my opponent had elixir clicker. So they had basically like fireball bait. And now the thing about my opponent's deck is that it's super good in double elixir, or super good against graveyard decks. The reason being is because my opponent's deck is a split lane deck, so of course they split three musketeers in the back, and it's hard for me to deal with them because if I take down one tower, as you see here, just watch this. I put cannon cart and I have graveyard, so this push is huge. So my cannon cart was able to get rid of all the skeleton, not the skeleton, the goblin gang, and then my cannon cart gets a lock on a tower, not after distracting the Valkyrie and making it sit there. And at this point, they don't really have much, and so I see that they put a miner, and so I ice golem, I poisoned their minions, and I was able to negate all the damage. But then this is when things go bad. Yes, I was able to get a tower early on. That being said, though, they have elixir advantage. Not only that, but they also lured out my poison, which I used on the minion horde. The thing about this game is that they have the minion horde and the elixir collector and the three musketeers. All of those cards I can't get rid of unless I use poison. You can argue that I can get rid of poison, or I can get rid of the minion horde with like Tornado Ice Wizard. But at this point, there's still that elixir collector and musketeers, and so I really have a hard time killing the musketeers and elixir collector in this game. So I'm trying to defend this one side, but then the other side gets pushed, and like I don't really have anything for the musketeers, and so I try to push the golem to the middle so that my king tower can help kill it faster. I put the ice golem, I snowballed here, trying to see if I can not let this tower die, but it just dies in the end. And again, as you see here, they have a huge elixir advantage because of that elixir collector that I wasn't able to handle. And so they put another elixir collector down. At this point, I'm just trying to defend this tower, but I know it's gonna die anyway. So I graveyard it, and then what they do is they just goblin gang it, and I was able to get rid of it. I probably should have poisoned there, but I wanted to save my poison for the three muskies. Luckily, I did, and I was able to poison here. And I even snowballed it, but like this game is basically over. Or like, I don't know how I can win this game because Graveyard isn't going to do crap in double elixir. And they were able to just like three musketeer value me here. And here I'm trying to make a Graveyard push, but they just stacked the Valkyrie and the Bandit and a Goblin gang. And so I'm forced to use my poison, which again leads to more problems. So at this point, I lost the tower, they lost the tower. The thing about my deck is that it's extremely good on defense because I have the Tornado, I have the Ice Wizard, I have Ice Golem, and I have Cannon Cart, all of which are really good at defense. The Cannon Cart especially because it's good on offense and it's good on defense. Tornado is extremely good, and so at this point I'm like super low, and I saw that they put 3 Musketeers in the middle, and like for the rest of the game I tried to, put my minions in the middle. But as you see this game, I couldn't get anything done as a deck with Graveyard. I couldn't get anything done. They also really couldn't get anything done because I kept Tornado and poisoning their 3 Muskies, as you saw there. So their 3 Muskies couldn't stand a chance. Again, I'm just keep on defending here. They play Miner. They're getting a little bit of chip damage. I'm trying to defend here. Again, they put 3 Muskies in the middle. They probably should have. They put 3 Muskies on the side. They probably should have put it in the middle there. And yeah, I just couldn't get anything going. I got lucky there with the Bandit getting distracted with the Cannon Cart. But I just couldn't get anything going here. I couldn't defend. They had Valkyrie, which was a hard counter to my Graveyard. Not only that, but one tower was already down, so the King Tower was activated. And I also couldn't poison cycle them, because if I poison cycle them, they can just get loss of value through their minion horde, through their 3 Musketeers. And so that wasn't an option. So here I was able to catch the poison with the tower. So unlucky that my Cannon Cart didn't reach the tower there. So I mean, maybe what I could have done differently was Tornado the 3 Muskies higher, and so that I could poison the King Tower. Because there maybe, but I had to use the Tornado to counter that Bandit. But anyways, yeah, I tried, but here I almost lost, but I was able to Tornado to the side. So, I mean, we both lost, but like, dude, that was so salty. And then the last game, it was another draft challenge, but this game, okay, so what I had to choose? I had to choose the Bull. The Bull is more defensive. I probably should have chose the Magic Archer, because as you see this game, I just died because of Magic Archer. I chose the Tesla because I needed something to counter air. I chose the Musketeer as it was more offensive, and I also chose the Wizard because it was more offensive. The reason why I lost last game was because I didn't have enough win condition. So this time around, I'm trying to collect all the cards that do lots of damage. And of course, I didn't want to give him the bowler, because if I give him the bowler, how am I supposed to win? But as you see here, they have the giant skeleton. The giant skeleton basically counters my wizard, my bowler, my musketeer, and it also counters one of my win conditions, which is the prince. They also have elite barbs, which I can counter very well with prince with bowler. I also have zap, which can counter the spear goblins. And so I can counter them pretty well. Which their only main win condition is elite barbs and giant skeleton. But of course, even though giant skeleton counters my deck pretty hard, I have stuff like goblins, musketeers, Tesla, and prince, which is good at countering the giant skeleton. I see that my second win condition here, or I guess my win condition overall, is my lava hound. But as you see, they have, I didn't know it yet, but they actually had zappies. And they have the magic archer and mega minions, which I gave them. All really good counters to the lava hound. The problem with this game is those zappies and that magic archer. Because they gave me the zap, they took the fireball, which was the right choice. Because if I had fireball, this game would have been super easy. As you see here, we got magic archer cannon. That's basically good on defense. I try to put my wizard, try to get more damage, and the wizard actually gets hit by a magic archer. Oh my goodness, so unlucky placement. And I'm using my prince just to get damage in, but they have the elite barb to counter it. And at this game, like, what the heck is going on? They're magic archer, and it's just nothing is gonna happen in this game. A battle plays bowler, magic archers are gonna get value, but nothing is gonna happen this game, dude. Like I'm gonna have to double the time because, I couldn't do anything. My opponent couldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't push. They couldn't push. We just had way too many defensive cards. They had the fireball, so I couldn't, destroy their stuff. I had Lava Hound, so my opponent doesn't really have a real win condition. It's just so bad. And I also have Bowler and Prince, which are extremely good counters to their, Elite Barb and Giant Skeleton. Basically, the only cards that really can win them the game. And so this game just turned out bad. And also, they have Zappies, which is an extremely defensive card. And it wouldn't have been really that good if I had Fireball. My Wizard and Musketeer proved to be useless in this match. Simply because they had Fireball, they had Giant Skeleton, they had Elite Barbs. So they were all going to die. My Lava Hand didn't even touch that tower yet. Simply because of all my opponent's defensive air counters, like Mega Minion and the Zappies. So there's no way I can win this game. But my opponent is slowly getting chip damage on me. I think if they tried a little bit harder, fireballing cycle me and Magic Archer, trying to hit my tower, they could have won. But I literally couldn't do anything here. Like, as you see, I'm like trying my best, trying to make push, trying to make different stuff. But those Zappies, the Giant Skeleton, is just a full counter to my push. And if I do try to stack up a lot of support troops like Skeleton and Musketeer, they're just gonna get killed by Fireball or Elite Barbs. So yeah, as you see here, just absolutely garbage game. So yeah, I freaking sucked this war. Not only that, but I've actually lost a bunch of trophies. So my trophy high was like I was trying to get to, like I said, 5,000 trophies this season, or at least Challenger 1. Yeah, the Challenger 1, a Master 1. But I just couldn't do it. I've just been losing way too many games. Every deck I play against seems to counter Hog very well. Looks like a lot of players up here in ladder are their deck just carries cards that counter Hog right well. The main reason being, a lot of these commons and rare cards, which people max, the majority of cards that I play are common and rare, which are the cards they max, are really good at countering Hog. Alright. You got goblins, we got bats, we have minions, we have cannon, we have goblin gang, we have the barbarian, we have Tesla. I see so many minion hordes, I see so many musketeers, I see so many furnace. Inferno towers I've been seeing a lot of, and those are all just really good cards to counter my Hog Rider. Not only that, but I'm playing up against, like, again, a lot of giants, and a lot of Hog Riders. And it's just like those decks actually do pretty good against me, and I can't push with this deck at all. Um, I guess part of the reason is because I'm also playing against a lot of people who are high level. I don't think I can show any games. I don't think I've really been. Yeah, are these some ladder games? Yeah. Like I won two of these games. This guy had a level 11 giant, which I contribute that to my winning. This person played really badly. Um, but I'm playing against, like, as you see here, I'm playing against Inferno Tower, Minion Horde. But the main thing was that Inferno Tower I couldn't kill. And then this guy, Expo. And Hog Rider can beat Expo. It's as simple as that. This person has Prince, has Prince, okay, has Inferno Tower, which was the main thing, but they also have Skeleton Army, Minion Horde, and Balloon. I also really couldn't get to that Balloon super well. This guy having Super Control. So Executioner, Tornado, that's gonna stop my hard rides well. They have P.E.K.K.A, so they put a prediction P.E.K.K.A, that's pretty good. Also Bataram, I have a hard time dealing with Bataram because it just kills my Tesla, and I don't really have a hard time dealing with the Barbarians, and they can just minor trip me. This person is playing Elixir Collector. I'm seeing so much Elixir Collector. Elixir Collector is bad against me because I have to fireball it, and I can't really punish them with the Elixir Collector. Because if I Hog Rider, sure, the Hog Rider might get a few hits in, but now they have a huge Elixir advantage. They can counter push me. And the thing about my deck is that I can't really punish my opponent for counter pushing me because I don't have a heavy spell. I don't have a splash unit which can splash everything. I have Tornado Executioner. Not only that, they have the Elixir Collector, but they also have Furnace. They have Furnace, Minion Horde, and Barbarian, which all can just counter my Hog Rider, just one card counter. And then Wizard's also pretty strong. This guy having Hog Rider level 13. This guy's max. Alright, this guy's max besides that log, which doesn't really matter against me, right? But this guy can kill me with that Tesla. Elite Barbs, I have a hard time dealing with because not only do they kill my Hog Rider pretty well, but they also counter push, and I don't have a lot of cards that are good against Elite Barbarians. What you want against Elite Barbarians are Swarm cards, for example, Skeleton Army or Minion Horde. You also want a big tank like P.E.K.K.A or Mega Minion or Mega Knight, or something that has high DPS. Sorry about that cut there, but I got interrupted or something. But I think what I was saying was, yeah, like this deck countered me because of Elite Barbarian, Tesla, and Hog Rider. I just couldn't deal with it. And then this last guy, which 3-0'd me, again, Elixir Collector, which I can't deal with because I get punished if I fireball it. And if I don't fireball it, then they have a really huge Elixir advantage. You have 3 Musketeers. Again, I have Fireball, but it's not going to do much. They have P.E.K.K.A, Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is a huge counter to my Hog Rider. They also have Elite Barbarians and Giant. I just absolutely got destroyed. And what really upsets me is that, like, I've spent all this time trying to upgrade this one deck, and it's, like, not really working on ladder. And it feels like no matter how well I play it, and, like, to be fair, I might not be playing it that well, no matter how much, it just seems like I can't get through. Because if my opponent plays a deck with just way too many counters, how am I supposed to win with Hog Rider? Which is a win condition where you really want to play slow and you want to defend everything your opponent has. How can I do that if I can't defend everything my opponent has? Especially like cards like Elite Barbarians and Elixir Collector that absolutely punish me. And like, it's sad because I'm trying to max this like that. I purposely maxed out the 9 Ice Spirit because I also want to test out this deck. But the thing about like this deck, which I want to play, which has Lightning, Execution, Tornado, which I think it will be way more good on ladder because I can punish, or I can play more defensively compared to Tornado. It uses 3 epics, and like the thing about this deck is that there's no epics and legendary, so I can upgrade it well. But this deck, it's hard for me to upgrade it, and so like I kind of regret upgrading cards like Balloon and guards. I actually got a few guards from my chest, but upgrading cards, like, it's just really sad that as a free-to-play player, I try to request as much as I can, and I'm trying to, like, play clans to get the trade tokens, but, it's really hard to, be able to get all that stuff, and so I'm sitting here, like, it's kind of sad, because I want to push, I want to get high on ladder, I want to be able to play a lot, but I'm just, with the point where I'm at ladder, I'm like absolutely stuck. And if I want to advance, I need to upgrade cards. But upgrading cards takes forever. Like if I want to upgrade my Executioner, if I only get Executioners from donating, that means that it's 4 cards for every week. And let's say I get none from chess and I get none from trading. That's 25 weeks. That's almost half a year. Literally half a year just to get a card max. Of course I'm gonna get some from my chest. Of course I'm gonna get some from the shop. Of course I'm gonna get some from trade tokens. But that only accelerates it so much that it's still like, let's say, 10 weeks to get an epic from 11 to 12. 10 weeks, that's still extremely long time. You know how much the meta changes in 10 weeks? It changes like 2 times because 2 months equals 2 balance changes. It can change 2 times and cards can come out. New game mode can come out. And again, like I said, balance change can change everything. So I might spend like a whole year upgrading an epic to max and then might not even use it because the meta changes. It's a hard life for a free-to-play player, guys. I'm trying my hardest. I think getting to level 13 and getting my hardware to level 13 as well. Hopefully I can push higher, but at this rate, like this deck, which I thought that I could push high with, it's just not working out. Especially since the new balance changes. It's not helping me either. I think there was a buff. Yeah, buff to Inferno Tower, and we had an option to choose between buffing the Fart Goblin or the Archers, and the community chose to buff the Dart Goblin. And so I'm not gonna get an Archer buff here, and it's just so sad. I guess they nerfed Tombstone, which great. My deck doesn't even have logs, so Tombstone's still gonna wreck me. They buffed the Inferno Tower, which I already have a hard time getting rid of. So yeah, it's just this deck it's not gonna work out. It's just not gonna work out. And any other deck that I want to play probably has epics or legendaries in it. And how am I supposed to upgrade those? So yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I feel like, maybe I can contribute to me not playing well, I guess I could play better, make a few misplays, maybe know my matchups better, but it's like, what can you do when your opponent plays elite barbs? Kill your hard rider and they counter push, and your deck isn't really built to counter elite barbs well because you're gonna have to use at least 2 cards to counter it. It's so, that's why it's a sad life as a free to play. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I can get to 5,000 soon. I don't know. I thought it would be easier to get to 5,000, but I'm not gonna get it this season. But yeah, I'll just keep trying, I guess. Upgrading my stuff, trying to get those trade tokens, do whatever I can. It's a hard life out here for a free to play player.